Welcome to The Spotlight, the podcast where veterans and military spouses connect and share how their military experience has transformed their lives and their businesses. Here's your host, Bob Louthan.
Hey, this is your host, Bob Louthan, founder of the VeteranCrowd Network, the network that brings veterans and veteran-led businesses together with each other and the resources they need to prosper. And you are tuning into The Spotlight. Hey, welcome everybody. This is a special edition of The Spotlight on the VeteranCrowd Network. I am very pleased to have as my guest Scott Wachenheim, head coach of the VMI Keydets. He's an Air Force graduate, SOCON Coach of the Year, SOCON champion football team, and a finalist for the FCS National Football Coach of the Year. Scott, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for stepping into the spotlight.
It's great to be here with you, Robert. My favorite quarterback of all time is Marty Louthan. So stepping in the spotlight with Robert Louthan, that's just like fond memories of the Air Force Academy.
There you go. Well, I don't know if you remember this, Scott, but you and I met the first time in the Lexington Walmart. I think I caught you picking up fertilizer. You were working in the yard, and that's when we first met. And gosh, I can't believe that's been 6 years ago now.
Right about 6 years ago. I was actually picking up fertilizer for my wife, Carla, who's a master gardener, and she sent me to go pick up some stuff so she could work in the yard here at VMI in the house that they provide us on post, which is really nice. And I saw you. I was wearing jeans and some old torn up T-shirt, hadn't shaved, and I go, "Wow, I just made a great first impression on a VMI alumni."
You made a wonderful first impression, Scott. So it was a real pleasure to meet you. So look, let's start with Saturday. The JMU game. It was obviously an emotional day. I want to get in and talk about your seniors, but talk a little bit about that day playing up at JMU, and not the outcome we wanted, but I think VMI is America's team right now.
Well, I'm very proud of the performance of my coaching staff and players. JMU is a perennial powerhouse at the Division I FCS level. We go up against them in recruiting in the state of Virginia quite often. We never beat them in recruiting. As a matter of fact, we offer a young man a preferred scholarship, a full scholarship, and he'll go to JMU over coming to VMI as a preferred walk-on. So, they're very talented, and I thought our team stepped up, went toe-to-toe with them, competed very hard. I thought we improved as the game went on. And I thought, in my mind, if we had a fifth quarter to play, we would have won that football game. Really pleased with the performance of our players, the adjustments by our staff. It was a tremendous venue to go up there and play. And I think it prepares us for excellence next year because we know what it takes to win in the postseason now.
Just an emotional day. I saw a quick glimpse of Connor Riddle after the game. I think, those guys left it all on the field. I want to talk about the 6 seniors, on this football team. I mean, what a special group of guys. And the thing that's amazing to me about senior day at VMI is you go down the row and these guys are getting degrees from VMI in mechanical engineering and computer science and civil engineering and that sort of thing. Talk about this group of seniors, the class that's graduating now in just a couple of weeks.
Well, this group of seniors were part of the seniors that set the tone and the overall culture for VMI football. So after the 0-11 season, my third year here, I quickly realized that we needed to make a culture change. Not that we didn't have culture. I just didn't feel our players were bought into it at the level they needed to be to win football games. I read a book by Randy Jackson called Culture Defeats Strategy. Not a lot of unique insights in that book, but biggest one is modern day athletes need to be a part of defining the culture if they're going to buy in. So we did that, and AJ Smith came up with our mission statement, 10 toes down, which means a lot of things to our players. But in summary, the most important thing is to do everything in love. Then the team together came up with our 3 core values of grit, brotherhood, and purpose. So, AJ Smith being one of the seniors leaving, he's going to graduate with a mechanical engineering degree. he's going to have a chance to go play college football after VMI and earn a graduate degree. So, big shout out to him. Great job for us, a 757 area code guy from Virginia Beach. Just a tremendous career at VMI. Jordan Ward, our defensive lineman, not only a captain of the team, but a spiritual captain of the football team, led our Fellowship of Christian Athletes group. Jordan's also a mechanical engineering major. Jordan's going to go to graduate school at Ball State and play football there. But Jordan did a great job with our defensive line. Reese Udinsky, everybody knows, our quarterback. Probably none better in VMI football history. Unfortunately, tore his ACL against Samford, but rode off into the sunset, victorious on the last play of the game, hitting Mike Jackson in the end zone for the 2-point conversion win, over Samford. Connor Riddle, who came back for a 9th semester in the spring, which probably no other VMI football player's ever done, and played at a tremendously high level, former walk-on that earned a full scholarship for us. And then, Brad Davis was a starting center. He played all 5 offensive line positions for us, 4-year starter at 5 different positions. Also co-led with Jordan Ward, our Fellowship of Christian Athletes group. He has got multiple opportunities to play to attend graduate school and play Division I FCS football next year. But those 6 guys were the 6 guys that played for us the most. We have other seniors on the team that contributed in other ways. But those guys, were the biggest factors in us turning around from 0-11 to SoCon champions and back-to-back Silver Shako winners.
Let's talk about the Silver Shako. I was had an exchange with a friend of mine who's a Citadel grad who was, obviously not happy with the outcome. I told him to look at the bright side. You got one less thing you got to shine. So anyway, but talk about the Citadel game and how important that game was, in particular this year with it being the finale.
Well, we have in our grit, brotherhood, and purpose, we have 4 purposes at VMI in our football team. Number 1 is we want to have fun playing football. And I think that's critical at a military school, having gone to the Air Force Academy. The best part of my day was football practice. And when I came here to VMI, I wanted to do that. So we play music at practice. I know there's been some old time alums that don't agree with that, but when Coach Snyder at Kansas State started playing music at practice, I believe John McKenna would have as well. And we want to have, a fun time playing football. So we try and do that first and foremost. We want 100% of our players to graduate from VMI. We want them to have postgraduate success. And then on the football field, they all have an individual purpose for why they play football. And that's unique and really is to each individual on the team. And we like that way. But as a team, our purposes are, again, to win. We want to play winning football. And we define winning as winning the Silver Shako and winning the SoCon championship. And after this year, we're adding a 3rd rung to that ladder. We want to win in the postseason. So our kids did that. It's our rivalry game. It's the biggest game of the year. I got asked a question by a reporter. Is this game bigger because it's for the SoCon championship? No way. It's big in and of itself. At Air Force, I still know that I'm 6-2 against Army and Navy, 3 Commanders and Chiefs trophy. And even the year we beat Notre Dame, that Army and Navy game was just as big and just as important. So I think the Citadel is always our top game, and our kids understand that. And we spend time preparing for them all year long.
Just fantastic.
And now a word about a Veteran Crowd Spotlight sponsor. Cardomax is owned and operated by former Navy SEAL Sean Matson. Cardomax has designed just the right supplements for you and is offering Veteran Crowd an exclusive offer. Buy one, get one free on your first order. Go to cardomax.com and use promo code VeteranCrowd. That's cardomax.com, helping you achieve your max. Now back to your host, Bob Louthan.
I want to talk now about your coaching staff, but I want to say that I noticed a distinct change in your game management approach a couple of years ago, and I think it has a lot to do with what you talked about the change in direction. But talk about your coaches and the game management, and it just seems like you've assembled a really talented team on the coaching side.
Yeah, so we changed our offensive style. Year one, we were a run pass option, Baylor type of offense, spread attack, and it was effective with the run pass option element of it. Teams quickly adjusted to that because everybody was doing some form of it, and we struggled to move the ball year two. Year three, we had a really good defense coming back, and a lot of alumni were saying, "You need to run the ball. You need to run the ball." And I have a background in wishbone football, and we just didn't have a wishbone quarterback. So I kind of agreed with them a little bit that we needed to run the ball better. And so we adapted Matt Canada, who was at Pitt and then LSU's style of, fly sweep offense. But when we handed the ball off inside on the inside zone, we couldn't get enough yards. We didn't have enough oomph up front to consistently move the football. So after year three, in studying what best way to move forward, it was a choice between going to the wishbone and triple option football or going to the air raid style of offense, which Mike Leach and Hal Mummy will say the closest offense to it is the triple option. It's just the air raid is the triple option through the air. And I just felt for recruiting, because at VMI, recruiting is different than anywhere else in the country. We have to recruit currently 67% of our players from the state of Virginia to get to the 63 allowed equivalencies allowed by the NCAA. When I got here, that number was 62%. Now we've added $575,000 worth of scholarship money to go out and recruit guys in the 6 years here. Unfortunately, the increase of tuition has outpaced that. So our goal is to be able to recruit 50% of our team out of state. Now just compare that with the Citadel. The state of South Carolina has waived out-of-state tuition for scholarship athletes at the Citadel. So they can get 100% of their team from Atlanta, Florida. They don't have to stay in South Carolina. So our unique recruiting requirements here at VMI require us to have something that's a little bit attractive, an offense that's attractive for young men to play in. And I think you can always find a throwing quarterback. I think you can always find receivers that like to run and catch balls. It's a little bit more difficult to find a slot halfback, and also it's a little bit more difficult to find a quarterback that can run and pass in a triple option style of attack. So those are the reasons we changed fundamentally offensively. It's worked for us. The other thing, we changed defensively this year to be a much more aggressive defense, a blitz defense, more man coverage, less drop eight, although we do drop eight in our defense. We wanted to challenge our opponents to throw deep balls and beat us over the top, not throw little zone beaters and catch and run. We wanted to pressure quarterbacks. We wanted to make them uncomfortable. And then we needed a defense that could stop the run. We weren't very good stopping the run in the last couple of years. We were good early, but not as much recently. And so we adopted this style of attacking defense that, again, I think it fits a VMI Keydet. It's a little bit on the risk side, but like Bill Parcells said, you can't be afraid to go down in flames. You got to go out there and give it all you got. So that's what we've done. It's worked well for us. I think it's exciting offense to play in. I think defensive players are thrilled to play in an aggressive, a blitzing press man style of defense. And I think it's more attractive to recruits to come to VMI and play football, and also to retain the athletes that are here. Because at VMI, the recruiting doesn't stop once you get them on post. You got to re-recruit them every year to come back and play.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about the team. I mean, the accolades are rolling in. You got Seth Morgan, Jake Harris, and Stone Snyder, all being recognized right now. Let's talk a little bit about them. Then we're going to talk, gosh, you've only got 90 days till camp kicks off again. So what about those guys?
Oh, well, Seth Morgan's great. He's got moxie. He's got strong arm, can run. Billy Kosh, our offense coordinator, has done a great job with Seth, and Seth was ready when his number was called. And that's a great testament to any young man as a competitor, to be ready when you're in a backup behind a superstar like Reese Udinski, and then you're called in, and our offense didn't miss a beat. And again, that's also a tribute to Coach Kosh. Stone Snyder, great linebacker, played quarterback in high school. Tremendous job. Mike Cummings recruiting him out of high school. And then, Tom Clark, our defensive coordinator, has done a great job coaching Stone. And Stone's a quarterback of our defense, 21 tackles against the Citadel, just a physical force in there in the middle. Jake Harris, another superstar from Pennsylvania, a receiver that people thought was too slow, but he's coming here. He's plenty fast enough. He runs great routes, highly competitive, great hands. Coach Pat Ashford's done a great job developing Jake in his time here. And those three guys lead us. As far as getting back ready to play in 90 days, I thought Randy Sanders of ETSU said, no better time to be a college football player. Who decides they want to play college football for all the off-season conditioning and strength training? You want to play in games. So this particular group of young men are going to get to play in a lot of games in a short period of time. And we started back to work Monday. We had a team meeting, and laid the process for moving forward. Tuesday, our team was in the weight room, and we're going to lift Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. We're going to lift Monday and Tuesday next week, and then we have reading day and finals. And then we do like we always do. Our young men go over the summer. They work some cool internships, but I try to remind them, no matter how much money you make in that internship, you're making a whole lot more money as a scholarship athlete. So come back here ready to play. Our core value of brotherhood is in place. Don't let your brother down. Come back in the best shape possible. And we got to be bigger, stronger, and faster as we come to be defending SoCon champions next fall.
Well, that's fantastic. You must just be riding a great wave of momentum. I just, can't say enough great things about this. Scott, we're out of time. And just really enjoyed having you on the program. Thanks so much for spending time with us today.
My pleasure, Robert. And it's always a pleasure to talk with you. And we're looking forward to a great season next fall. And, the greatest thing about VMI is not the wins, is what the quality and character of these young men are. And when they're done playing football here at VMI, they're going to go make a huge difference in the world, make a huge impact. And I'm just thrilled that the Lord has given me the opportunity to be a part of their lives for 4 to 5 years.
I'm going to say one last thing, Coach. I coached Pop Warner football for 9 years, and it was a great experience as my sons were coming through and learning how to play the game. And I'm just going to tell you, as a parent, I would want my sons to play for you. I really would.
Thank you so much. It's
great
a heck
leadership.
of a compliment. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. And thank you for having me on the show today.
Thanks so much. Hey, you've been listening to the Spotlight on the VeteranCrowd Network. Our guest has been Scott Wachenheim, head coach of the VMI Keydets, the Southern Conference champions. Scott, I'm going to throw out Army Bravo Zulu to you. Thanks for stepping into the spotlight, and that's a wrap.
Thank you for listening to Spotlight by VeteranCrowd. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. For more information and uploads, please visit our website at VeteranCrowdNetwork.com. We'll see you next time.